The morning breaks, the shadows fall, the trumpet's call is loud for all. A battle's brewing, can't you see? Good and evil, eternity. The wind is howling, the ground it shakes, but faith in Him will never break. It's time to stand up and fight. The battle is raging day and night. Put on the armor, don't delay. Stand strong in the faith, come what may. The breastplate gleams, the helmet shines, the shield of truth protects our mind. Sword in hand, His word our guide. We march with courage, side by side. It's time to stand up and fight. The battle is raging day and night. Put on the armor, don't delay. Stand strong in the faith, come what may. When the darkness tries to steal your name, remember His power, it stays the same. Though storms may rise and the heavens roar, the victory's won forevermore. It's time to stand up and fight. The battle is raging day and night. Put on the armor, don't delay. Stand strong in the faith, come what may. It's time to stand up and fight. The battle is raging day and night. Put on the armor, don't delay. Stand strong in the faith, come what may.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ARP in the morning. I am your host, Wise Man. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed the weekend, man. To me, it seemed like it went entirely too fast, but I am excited to be here with you guys, man. I appreciate you all pulling up this morning. If you have not done so already, hit that like button. I want to make sure that we're not having any technical difficulties kicking things off. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me okay. Please do that for me. Appreciate you guys, man. Happy Monday to you all. Hey, we're almost to in the next couple of days, we're going to be halfway through August. I'm telling you, this year is flying by. The months are flying by. It's crazy. It is crazy. Now, I'm sure for the kids, they definitely are like, goodness gracious, school started already. Well, what's going on with you guys, man? Let me know what you did in the what y'all did over the weekend. Put that down in the chat for me. If y'all did anything fun, did any traveling or anything along those lines. If you just kind of kept it low key and stayed in the house, let me know. I want to hear from you. Also, let me know where you're tuning in from this morning. City, state, country. Y'all know this thing is international over here. We got folks all around the globe coming over here and pulling up for a little bit, coming and hanging out with us over here. And I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. And before I get started, I want to make sure that I show some love to a couple of folks that supported the channel financially over the weekend. Shout out to Eric Plummer. Shout out to you. Appreciate you supporting the channel via Cash App. For those that would like to support the channel via Cash App, it is right there in the description box below. And shout out to someone. That's all they put in there. Someone. Appreciate you supporting the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate that, man. Let me show some love to my folks in the chat this morning. You guys make sure y'all hit that like button for me. We got 168 right up in here early, which is awesome. Appreciate you guys pulling up. Hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. What's going on, Nanny? How you doing this morning? What up, Zephyr K9? How you doing this morning? What up, Big Job Ford in the building? Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning, brother. Hope all is well out there in Wisconsin. What up, Lori Addison? How you doing this morning? Kevin Caldwell in the building. Shout out to my guy, Hunter. You know he always gets us started with the Bible verse. So let's go ahead and kick that in there. He says, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. Appreciate that, Hunter, man. Thank you very much. What up, B? How you doing this morning, sister? Larry Montgomery in the building. Shout out to you. Redefine Queen, Toy Mafia, Nelly, Sugar Shane Topics. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, Soul Driver? What's going on, Mark Galvin? He's out there in Chat Town. Okay, I see you. All right. What up, Nelly? What's going on, Marla? How you doing this morning? Hope all is well. Hope you had a great weekend. We got a DM chart. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Hope all is well with you. Who else we got up in here this fine Monday morning? What up, LJ? How you doing this morning, sister? Appreciate you pulling up. Hope all is well. What up, Dion? How you doing this morning? What's going on? Cool Ramon in the building. No hablo inglés. This guy crazy. Overall, I can say I had a pretty good weekend. Overall, pretty low key for the most part. You know, I would keep things light, nothing too crazy. Keeping it light. Trying not to spend any money. Very difficult to do, I will say. It's very difficult to do. But yeah, just watched a little bit of football on Saturday. You know, and you know, went to church yesterday with the wife, and we just kind of I kept it low key yesterday. Didn't do too much. What up, Ed? How's it going? What's going on with you? Amber Young in the house. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. We got Malachi in the building. Shout out to you. Be safe out there, brother. Y'all make sure y'all keep Malachi lifted in your prayers out there on the road. He's one of those truckers out there, man, going to and fro, handling business. What up, Okie Angel? Appreciate you pulling up. Tracy Day in the house. Shout out to you. Mark Patterson. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, Wendy? What up, Joan? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. Who else we got up in here? We got Daniel Stitt. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Her Majesty, appreciate you pulling up. We got Serge, Serge, sorry about that. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, Cheryl? How you doing? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What up, Wendy? Who else we got in here? Queen Bees, appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you pulling up. All right, we got Unplugged. Appreciate you pulling up. First time. All right. Hey, we got a first timer here. Y'all make sure y'all show Unplugged FYM. Make sure y'all show them some love in the chat. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Welcome to ARP in the morning. Appreciate you pulling up. Hopefully, if this is your first time, hopefully it won't be your last time. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you pulling up. All right. What's up, Leslie Aaron? How's it going this morning? Rainy day out in the A? Okay. Well, I know it's been blazing down there. I was talking to my people over the weekend. They said it's been smoking, so I'm sure you guys the rain is probably welcome. What's up, C. Bergie? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. Saved by the grace through faith. Shout out to you. Y'all make sure y'all show her some love as well. First time in the chat. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What's up, Damien? How's it going this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. We got Bonnie Myers, the Angel Warren. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Shelby Dodd, Alabama in the building. All right. Looks like everybody can hear me good. Good. What up, Mario Clark? Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. That's what's up, man. That is what's up. We're going to get the show started. We're going to get the show started. All right. What up, Spaces? How's it going this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. What's going on? What's up, Melissa out of Texas? Shout out to Serge with the $2 super chat. Says great intro. Thanks. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right. We got Amber in the house. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you. Shout out to Queen Bee's Art Hive with the said, I love my ARP fam. Much love and many prayers. Yeah. Grace and peace to each and every one of you guys, man. Grace and peace to each and every one of you all. We're going to get things kicked off, man. If you have not done so already, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. And shout out to Queen going on 4 months supporting the channel, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate you supporting me and supporting what we're doing over here. It's greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. We got a lot to get into today. We're going to jump right off into it, man. Like I said, hit that like button. Super chat, super thanks would be greatly appreciated on this fine Monday morning. I'm not going to hold on to you too long. Shout out to all my ARP family members, man. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Anybody that joins the ARP family or gives an ARP family membership, I'll make sure we will stop the show and we will show you all some love for supporting the channel. Cash App, buy me a coffee. All of that is in the description box below. Get you a t-shirt, get you a Pray Don't Worry, get you a Post Woke America t-shirt. The merch is live now. The link's live. Go and support the channel in that way. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much, man, for pulling up this morning. Like I said, we got a really good show to get into. We got a lot to get into, a lot to discuss today. And we're going to get things started, man. So without further ado, let's get it going.
Muggings, killings, and everything else. We're not going to let it. And that includes bringing in the National Guard, maybe very quickly.
President Trump announcing he will hold a news conference on Monday to address D.C. crime. Metro Police data finds violent crime went down in the nation's capital between last year, but several recent high-profile incidents led the administration to bring in federal agents from multiple agencies Thursday night. They will have a visible presence across the nation's capital for at least a week. Let's bring in South Carolina Congressman Ralph.
All right. I'm not exactly, Aussie Don. I was going to say, I'm not exactly how to pronounce that. But shout out to Aussie Don with the $4.50. We'll go ahead and round that up. Super sticker. Thank you very much. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you very much. But we got to talk about it, right? We got to talk about what's going on in DC. We discussed it briefly last week, but we got to talk about it, man. And we got to be honest about it. We got to be honest, right? We got to be honest. Washington, D.C., it's not safe, man. It is not safe. No matter how many politicians or how much the politicians or how much the media try to claim that the crime is down, when you compare it to other major cities, the homicide rate is still sky high. And the violent crimes like carjackings and assaults, they're rampant. There was that recent attack. We discussed it last week, with the Doge kid, Big Balls. That's so weird saying that. But a former White House staffer, it just only proves the point, man. He got the brakes beat off of him trying to defend a young lady out there last week or week before last, or over the weekend, the previous weekend. Trump sees it as a crisis, talking about cleaning up DC from crime to the crumbling infrastructure, and even floating the idea of just flat out federalizing the city, possibly with the National Guard. Now, critics, they're already framing it as targeting a majority Black and brown city. But for Trump, it's about restoring law and order and making the Capitol beautiful again. This is our nation's capital. People travel from all around the world to go see the White House, to go to the nation's capital. They should be able to do that and feel safe while doing it. That shouldn't even be controversial.
Things that we have seen over and over from the president, from his team, Stephen Miller saying it's like Baghdad in Ethiopia. They seem to hold their harshest criticism sometimes for cities that are majority Black and brown. Do you see that, and what do you think that means?
I think that I have been dealing kind of with this issue for a number of years. It's kind of easy fodder on the campaign trail. But now we're talking about governing, and my job is to focus on making sure our city is running well, and people enjoy a great quality of life. And I think we're doing a really good job. We do need the federal government's help, as I mentioned, because they have an outsized influence on our criminal justice system. We need more prosecutors. We need more judges. There are other ways to help. Even we want to rebuild our jail, and there are ways that the feds can help with that. But also just doing their part, cutting the grass, fixing the fountains, making sure that federal law enforcement is doing all of the policing that they can do. And I just have to say thank you to MPS, FBI, ATF, who've always worked cooperatively with us, and we expect that they will again.
The truth is, Trump's been pretty consistent on this for some years now. He thinks that DC is unsafe. And the numbers, they do back him up. Even if city leaders, they want to play games with statistics, homicides are nowhere near pre-pandemic lows. That's a fact that they can't spin away. And of course, the left, they're outraged. But then again, when are they not outraged, right? Some compare Trump's plan to pulling an El Salvador, a nod to President Bukele's hardline gang crackdown. Others say it's just a test run for federal control in other Democrat-run cities. Activists call it cruel, claiming it ignores root causes like mental health or poverty, while ignoring the fact that DC's streets are more dangerous and chaotic for everyone, including the homeless. Now, here's the bottom line. The bottom line is this. Democrats and the media, they can't win this fight by telling people that their own experiences are fake. You can't convince a carjacking victim out in DC that the city's perfectly safe because a report says violent crime is down. People live in the reality every day, and it's ugly. That's why Republicans have a golden opportunity right here. If Trump and the GOP can actually clean up DC, make it safer, cleaner, more livable, they'll have a living, breathing example of what conservative leadership can do. Turn one of the bluest, most dysfunctional cities in America around, and you've got a campaign ad that writes itself. Our capital shouldn't be lined with homeless encampments. That shouldn't be the case. Tourists shouldn't be afraid to ride the daggone metro or wear nice clothes in public. This is not a third world country. A thriving city reflects a thriving society, safe, clean, and orderly. Right now, DC reflects the opposite. Now, I don't live too far away from DC, but I don't go there much. And a lot of it has to do with this issue right here. The crime is outrageous. There was a time I used to be on the metro all the time, and you would be surprised the things that I saw on the metro. It's wild. And it's been a while since I've been on the metro, but I can only imagine how bad it's gotten. Seriously, because it was pretty bad 10 or 15 years ago when I was on it on a day-to-day basis. And the reality is this, man, if Republicans can make DC great again, restoring pride, security, and order, it could spark a national shift. Look at Tokyo, where people can leave valuables in public without fear. That's not a fantasy. It's the result of serious leadership. America's capital should be no less safe. Love Trump, hate Trump, it doesn't matter. The coming weeks, it will be the test. And if he succeeds, it won't just be a win for him. It will be a win not only for the people in DC, but it could also rewrite the playbook on fixing America's cities. Something's got to shake there, man, because it is a hot mess out there. Shout out to Paul Coucher with the $5 pound. Thank you very much. $5 pound. That's so stupid. The £5. Appreciate you, man. Scotland in the building. Shout out to you, man. Thank you very much. Goodness gracious. That wasn't smart. The $5 pound, that was not smart. Goodness gracious. Now, I pulled this list up here. Some kind of way they juke the numbers. So DC is not on the list as the top 25 most dangerous places in the country. It's not on that list right now, but I want to pull this up for you. And there is a running theme here that you'll see as we scroll down here. As you can see, Memphis is number one. Memphis is number one on the list. All right. It's super blue. Y'all know that. Oakland's number two, most dangerous cities on the list. Super blue. St. Louis is the number three most dangerous city in the country on the list. Super blue. Baltimore, it's number 4 most dangerous city in the country. Super blue. Detroit, Michigan, number 5 most dangerous city in the country. Super blue. Alexandria, Louisiana. I'm going to make an assumption. I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't know much about Alexandria, Louisiana, but I'm going to go out there on a limb and say super blue. Cleveland, number 7. New Orleans, number 8. Super blue. Have we gotten to a red city yet? Monroe, Louisiana. Who can tell me about Monroe, Louisiana? I don't know much about Monroe, Louisiana. Who can tell me about that? I'm not for certain. Pueblo, Colorado. I would bet any amount of money on it that Pueblo, Colorado, super blue, because Colorado is pretty daggone blue. Anything that's around the Denver area. Look at this, man. Little Rock, Arkansas. We know for sure, blue. I'm surprised Myrtle Beach is on this list. Tacoma, Washington, blue. Birmingham, Alabama, blue. So for sure, out of the top 15 cities, there's 25 of these on this list here. Out of the top 15 cities, I am for certain that there's at least 14 of these that are just blue no matter who cities, right? These are some of the most dangerous places in the country. The top 5 for sure. Blue cities. Memphis, Oakland, St. Louis, Baltimore, Detroit. Top 5. Blue no matter who. There's a running theme here, man. Now, DC didn't make the list. DC didn't make the top 25, which I am surprised because a year ago, they were in the top 10. So I don't know how they finagled those numbers to make sure that they were not in that, not in the top 10. I'm not really sure how that worked. But some kind of way they juked the numbers. Wild. Shout out to Paul Coucher. He says, it's about $7. Appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate the £5 super chat, man. Thank you very much. Goodness gracious. Something's got to shake though, right? Something's got to shake. Yeah, Atlanta's not, I don't think Atlanta's on the list. Let me see if Atlanta's on the list, if it made the top 25. No, Atlanta's not. Atlanta didn't make the top 25 for 2025-26. Yeah, that's wild. I would have thought Atlanta as well. I would have thought they would have been on there, but they're not. It's not on there. But we're going to move on. I want to turn our attention and I want to focus over on another story that's coming out of Baltimore. I don't know if you guys had a chance to, check this out, but we got to go back a couple years. We got to go back to 2023. Real quick. This is a story out of Baltimore. It's just going to make you shake your head. It's pretty ridiculous.
Are still trying to identify a man who attacked abortion rights demonstrators. City police are still trying to identify a man who attacked 2 anti-abortion rights demonstrators outside a Planned Parenthood building last month. They released video of the attack today, and we want to warn you that you may find some of the images disturbing. Surveillance video captured the May 26th incident outside the Planned Parenthood on North Howard Street. You can see the suspect tackling an 80-year-old man and then pummeling a 73-year-old man and kicking him in the face before.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys saw that. So in 2023, outside a Baltimore City Planned Parenthood, two elderly pro-life demonstrators out there minding their business, just demonstrating, one age 73, the other age 84. They were brutally attacked. And this wasn't a shove. It wasn't a shove. This was one man knocked to the ground and kicked in the face, leaving him permanently injured. The assault caught on camera was completely unprovoked. Prosecutors went after the attacker, which is Patrick Bryce, and they went after him pretty daggone hard. They were looking for 10 years behind bars for this character. But the judge's verdict, y'all won't believe it, he gets 0 prison time. 0 prison time. Just 1 year of home confinement. So basically, they gave him house arrest and 3 years of probation, and he has to complete an anger management course. I mean, this was a savage assault, a savage beatdown of senior citizens, 73 and 84. He could have killed these people. Seriously, he could have killed these people. But this dude gets a slap on the wrist, and you ask yourself, and you wonder why Baltimore City is in the top 5 as the most dangerous cities in the country when you got judges doing stupid stuff like this, man. It's ridiculous.
To attack those two pro-life protesters in 2023 outside of Baltimore Planned Parenthood will not be facing prison time. One of the victim's attorneys again tells Fox 45 News it was a slap on the wrist. Our Tessa Bentulin is live in Baltimore to share more information. Tessa.
Hi, Kai. Yeah, the attacker who shoved, kicked, and pushed those two gentlemen, those two older gentlemen that were the protesters, he was in court for his sentencing this week, and the judge sentenced that man to 1 year of home detention and 3 years of probation. Now, the attorney for one of those victims, he tells me this sentencing, it wasn't the right decision, the outcome of it, but he says he knew no prison time was a possibility.
This is ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Now, here's where the double standard slaps you right in the daggone face. One of the supposed bedrock principles of our justice system is blind justice. That's what it's supposed to be. Lady justice with a blindfold, judging the facts, not your politics, race, religion, or whoever's in power. But under the last administration, pro-life Americans saw exactly how blind the system really was. Peacefully pray outside an abortion clinic, sing a hymn. You could get hit with a federal FACE Act charge, have the FBI show up at your door and get dragged through the courts. Even when video evidence flat out contradicts the government's versions of the events. Meanwhile, if you're on the pro-abortion side, you can violently assault elderly people, senior citizens, on camera and walk away with it with a slap on the wrist. No jail time for beating on senior citizens. There should have been an elder abuse charge. And here's the kicker. Even the victim's attorney wasn't surprised. He walked into court knowing that the judge's record and fully expected that this dude would skate. And he was absolutely right. I mean, this is unbelievable that this happened, man. Unbelievable.
The sentence does not fit the crime.
Attorney Terrell Roberts and his client Mark Crosby were in court when Patrick Bryce was sentenced on Thursday.
Did you expect that no jail time was in the realm of possibilities for this sentencing?
Yes, from this particular judge, I did expect that.
Bryce left Crosby with a bloody face, bruises across his body, and permanent damage to his right eye. Crosby was 73 when the attack happened on May 26, 2023.
The other victim, Richard Schaefer, was 84. It's all caught on surveillance video. It started as a conversation that quickly escalated to assault. Bryce charged at Schaefer, and both fell over a flower pot. In another clip, Crosby runs towards Bryce, but is quickly knocked on the ground. Bryce was found guilty on 2 counts of second-degree assault and reckless endangerment. Prosecutors called for a 10-year sentence.
I think it sends a bad message that if you come to someone's aid, the law is not going to protect you. If you see someone being attacked and you come to their aid, you may not get the protection of the law.
Crosby wrote a 3-page victim impact statement. He told the court Bryce's mayhem was inflicted in broad daylight in the middle of the city. He then coolly left the scene while Dick and I lay prostrate on the ground. It was callous because he left 2 human beings on the ground without giving aid or calling for help. I was left for dead. Robert says he is unsure if this statement made any difference to the judge.
I think it was a good statement. Whether it had any effect is hard to tell. The judge did not make any comments about the crime. She just proceeded to sentencing without any comment, which is very unusual.
Yeah, this is pretty ridiculous, man. Pretty ridiculous. Shout out to Paul Croucher with the we'll say $7 super chat. Love your booty juice comments. No coward unlike others. Appreciate that, man. I did change the title though. I went ahead and changed it. Shout out to LJ with the $2 super chat says Democrats push lawlessness, evil forces at work. You're absolutely right. Shout out to Paul Croucher with the $7 super chat says wish I could give more for the people who love the USA. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. All the way from Scotland, supporting the channel. Thank you very much. Now here's the deal. This wasn't some woke DA or district attorney letting this guy off easy. No, the Baltimore State's attorney actually wanted to lock this dude up for a decade. They suggested 10 years, but the judge, Yvette Bryant, she watched the same video that we all saw, a man violently attacking 2 senior citizens, and decided that the right move was house arrest and some probation. That's right, no prison time, house arrest, probation, and he needs some anger management classes. Little time at home, anger management, a little bit of therapy, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up, man. These super liberal judges they're outrageous, man.
Also, as part of the sentencing, Bryce must also go to anger management classes. He must continue therapy, and he also needs to complete drug and alcohol screenings. Fox 45 also reached out to the Maryland Office of the Public Defender for comment. We have not yet heard back. Reporting live here in Baltimore, Tessa Bentulin, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching.
And you wonder why Baltimore is one of the most dangerous cities in the daggone country. Because, hey, you can beat the heck out of a senior citizen and, hey, slap on the wrist, house arrest, and some anger management classes. Hey, the anger management, I mean, hey, I guess that'll fix it. That'll fix it. I mean, this case was egregious, man. But sadly, it's a part of a bigger pattern. If you hold the wrong political views, you're fair game to be attacked, smeared, or worse. And if someone attacks you, the justice system, they might just shrug. Now, I promise you this much. Reverse the roles. Reverse the roles. And you know the attacker would be up under the jail right now. The surveillance video says it all, man. Bryce didn't fall over a flower pot, like the local news claimed. No, he was charged and slammed. Football tackled a 73-year-old man to the ground, and then knocked an 84-year-old man to the ground and basically jumped on top of him and punched him and kicked him. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's not just assault, but that's the kind of brutality that often brings attempted homicide charges. One victim said that he was basically left for dead, and yet Judge Yvette Bryant handed Bryce house arrest, probation, and therapy. No prison time. No comment on the severity of the crime. She should have gave, if you wanted to show yourself or show some leniency to this character, she should have gave him 10 years, suspended it all, put him on house arrest, gave him his, hey, you're on house arrest, you're on probation, you got to go through these classes. Therefore, if you ever do anything like this again, you're immediately going to jail. Now, I'm from one of those kind of people. I think that he should have got the 10 years that was suggested by the district attorney. But if the judge wanted to be lenient, there was a way to go about doing it without giving this dude a pass. Because the reality of it is he's got 3 years of probation. If he goes out and does this again, he's only going to do the 3 years. Well, maybe he'll do a little more because I guess it'd be new charges. But I mean, this is crazy. But what kind of message are they sending out there right now? If you're elderly or attacked for your beliefs, you don't count. You don't count for, equal protection under the law. Violence from the left seems to get excused a lot in this country right now. In some cases, it gets rewarded. BLM rioters, they walk that way with payouts. And then you got the non-violent folks down there at J6 who was sitting in prison for years, some of them without any official due process. I mean, this Bryce character, man, he should be behind bars. Instead, he's at the house, chilling. Probably watching this show. Just kidding. I'm sure he's not. That's not justice, though, man. It's not justice. It's a political double standard in plain sight. And it's flat out ridiculous, man. It really is. He should be ashamed. He should be ashamed of himself, man. You beat up old people, bro. I don't care how upset you were. You don't put your hands on senior citizens, man. Shout out to Paul Coucher with the $7 super chat. Says, honestly, I swear Trump is the only hope left for the West. I would agree with that. Sad. But we're going to move on. So here's the deal. There has been a law on the books for a while. It's been on the books since 1930 that says that if you're driving commercial trucks in the United States of America, you've got to be able to read the road signs in English, understand English, and communicate with law enforcement. It's pretty common stuff, right? Pretty common sense stuff right there. I mean, you are driving a vehicle with 80,000 pounds of steel and cargo. And if something goes wrong, you need to know what those warning signs say and be able to talk to the police. But here's where it went sideways. During the Obama years, it seems like everything always kind of goes right back to the Obama years. During that time frame, the law basically became meaningless. Inspectors were told not to sideline drivers who couldn't speak English. So thousands of non-English speaking drivers, they stayed on the road. Drivers who couldn't read warning signs, they couldn't follow directions or handle emergencies. Do y'all understand how dangerous this is? I mean, this is extremely dangerous for everyone. And it also undercuts American truckers who actually play by the rules. Now, fast forward to today. Fast forward to right now. President Trump just signed an executive order reversing that policy. Under the new rules, if a truck driver can't speak basic English, they're not just getting a small fine. They're getting pulled off the road immediately. Safety first, common sense restored. Now, if you guys recall, we covered a story that was going on down in Florida where you had they had this fraud ring and they were basically giving people CDL licenses for cash without them actually having to, take the test, pass the test, or whatever the case may be. They didn't have to do any of that. Y'all recall that? And we were talking about how dangerous it is that you had people on the road who hadn't actually gone through CDL training. And then fast forward, we got the president rectifying this situation because we got people driving trucks with 80,000 pounds worth of merchandise. I mean, that's a ticking time bomb for something really, really catastrophic to happen.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock in the morning or in the afternoon? AM or PM?
No, sorry.
You're sorry? Why are you sorry?
No stand.
At what time did you start driving?
8.
You just told me 4 o'clock. How come you changing the time?
No.
You're lying to me, Mr. Stipian, right?
Okay.
You're lying to me?
No, sir.
Are you transporting people?
No, sir.
Drugs?
Yes.
You're transporting drugs, right? Yeah, I knew it. You're under arrest.
Prime example of what people in Arkansas are talking about. Not knowing how to read English. Commercial trucks, right lane. All other vehicles, left lane. Either you don't know how to read or you just don't understand it.
So what are we doing? You don't understand it? You want me to?
Yo, this is a major safety issue. I mean, if a driver can't read a sign that says trucks use the right lane or bridge out ahead, they're not just endangering themselves, they're putting every family on that highway at risk. Local truckers, they've shared stories about having to act as translators for other drivers after accidents. I mean, just think about this, man. In a high stress, potentially life or death situation, instead of clearing the road and getting traffic moving, police and tow truck crews are stuck playing interpreter to people that shouldn't be on the daggone roads in the first place. And I definitely got to show some love to my girl over at Pink Book Lessons. Thank you very much for reminding me on that. And of course, critics are already yelling. They're already yelling, driver shortage, driver shortage, claiming that this is going to push people out of the industry. And to be honest with you, it should. It should push people out of the industry. What people got to understand, man, for my pop's owned a trucking company for a long time. He's since, sold the business, been out of it for a little bit now, but all these people that have flooded into our country that are driving right now, they've pushed trucker wages down big time. Loads rates are down big time right now. It's crazy.
At this truck stop near the Otay Mesa port of entry, support for the idea of making sure all truck drivers have basic English skills is split right down the middle. Some believe it's a good idea, while others say it really will not make our highways any safer. The sight of trucks coming and going in Otay Mesa is fairly common. Most are on their way to or from the nearby port of entry. You'll also find some rigs and their drivers at area truck stops. This is where we found Alfonso Hernandez and others talking about President Trump's executive order mandating all truck drivers in the U.S. must speak and understand basic English.
At least some English.
Hernandez supports the idea, which will force drivers to pass an English literacy test, making the roadways safer, according to the president.
All the truckers know English. Going to be better for everyone.
But not everyone agrees with Hernandez or President Trump.
No tiene nada que ver.
The way we speak has nothing to do with our ability to handle a tractor trailer.
Kelvin is a truck driver who works in both Mexico and the U.S. Like other truckers, Kelvin will soon have to show he can understand traffic signs, communicate with law enforcement, and navigate agricultural checkpoints and weight limit stations. Some states like Arkansas already have similar requirements, with fines of up to $10,000 for truckers who don't comply.
This is crazy. This is crazy. What's going on? Goodness gracious. But I got to say this, man. Shout out to President Trump, seriously, for seeing it and realizing like, hey, this is an issue. This is an issue. It's first off, it's a safety issue, but it's also taking money out of American truckers' mouths. It's a good thing that's going on. Like I said, I mean, this is about safety, plain and simple, but it's also about supporting the American truckers that are doing things the right way. I mean, if you think that you can drive an 18-wheeler in America without knowing a word of English, you got to be kidding yourself, man. Half the folks get it. I mean, it's common sense. I mean, it is about safety. And the other half, they just shrug it off like it won't matter. Well, it does matter. If you can't read the signs in the country you're driving in, you're a danger to everyone on the road, to include yourself and others. You wouldn't get behind a wheel in Japan without knowing some Japanese road signs. So why should America be any different? And here's what the media won't tell you. This isn't some new Trump rule. I mean, this has been the law for almost 100 years. It's just that Obama just stopped enforcing it, which opened the door for companies to hire drivers who couldn't speak or read English. And that did two things. It made our highways less safe, and it flooded the industry with low-wage drivers undercutting American truckers who actually do the right thing and play by the rules. Trump's order doesn't just bring the rule back. It puts teeth in it. No more slaps on the wrist. If you can't pass the English requirement, you're off the road immediately. In states like Alabama, they're already writing tickets and pulling trucks out of service. That's a good thing. And that's how you protect the safety of Americans on the road and protect American jobs. Let's keep it real, man. Everybody tried to say that, the illegal immigrants, these people come over here, they can't speak English. Why do we have to acquiesce to them? They should have to assimilate and speak English in an English-speaking nation.
Ticket on the road, speeding, no seatbelt, or even blowing through a stop sign. Not the case for two truck drivers in DeKalb County. They were just ticketed for not speaking English, making them some of the first in the state ticketed under President Trump's executive order reinstating an English-speaking mandate. WAFF 48's Nick Ballinger spoke to truckers here in the Valley, getting their thoughts on this order being enforced since June 25th. Nick?
Well, Margot, this mandate requiring all truck drivers to speak English has actually been on the books since the 1930s. Now, the president and CEO of the Alabama Trucking Association tells me that guidelines from the Obama administration loosened enforcement and lowered penalties. Now, this executive order brings back that original mandate, and we're already seeing Alabama state troopers enforcing it. This is a ticket written by a state trooper in DeKalb County against a truck driver from Texas. This one, the driver was from Florida. What they have in common, the tickets say the drivers couldn't speak English.
The English language proficiency standard has been there for a long time.
These are some of the first tickets issued after the president's executive order reinstated enforcement and penalties in late June. Mark Colson, the president and CEO of the Alabama Trucking Association, says the order reverses an Obama administration memo and now takes the driver off the road.
It's all about safety. It's all about being able to read the rules of the road, being able to communicate with law enforcement and the general public.
Look, I don't think anybody's asking for much. I don't think so. No one is saying that you can't come here and work if you come here legally. No one's banning truck drivers just because English isn't their first language. What we are saying, though, is quite simply, if you're going to operate a massive commercial vehicle on American roads, you need to understand English as well enough to do it safely. This isn't just about safety, though. It's also about fairness for American truckers. For years, companies, they've been hiring drivers from overseas at wages far below what domestic drivers earn, all while ignoring safety standards. During the Obama years, enforcement of this basic English requirement was basically dropped, and the result, it lowered wages for American workers, and it made the roads more dangerous. That is a fact. And now with Trump's executive order putting enforcement back in place, things can change. And according to the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, nearly 80% of large truck crashes involve driver error, often linked to miscommunication or misunderstanding signs and instructions. Bringing back this rule means safer highways and better pay for drivers who follow the law. States like Alabama, they've already started cracking down, pulling trucks off the road, if drivers can't meet the basic English standard. This helps level the playing field for American truckers, and it reduces the risk of accidents. So let's be clear here. This isn't a new law. Like I said, this law has been, it has actually been the law for almost 100 years. And it's common sense. It's a common sense safety rule that's been ignored for what, the better part of, 15 years or so, maybe a little longer, almost 20 years. And Trump revived it. And now states are starting to enforce it. And the left, they're going to scream discrimination and driver shortages and all this other kind of stuff. But the truth is, there's no shortage. There isn't. Just companies exploiting cheap labor at the expense of safety and fairness. And if you want to drive an 18-wheeler in the United States, learn the daggone language. Learn the language well enough to read the road signs, follow directions, and communicate with law enforcement. That's not too much to ask. That shouldn't be controversial. And if you can't do that, maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't be behind the wheel of something that could wreck lives in seconds. I mean, it's so ridiculous, man. So ridiculous. President Trump's going on live. He hasn't gone on live yet, but when he does, I got it queued up. So when he does, we're going to break and we're going to go to that, but we're going to keep the show going. They say that there is some breaking news or something along those lines coming. So since we're on here, we will check it out, but he hadn't stepped to the podium yet. So we'll hold off on it. But I'm going to move on. We're going to move on because I want to talk about Charlie Kirk. I want to talk about that situation real quick with the South Park show. You got a lot of libs, man. I would say, they're mad about this, but at the same time, I mean, when are they not mad? When are they not upset about something? But you got a lot of liberals upset over the fact that the Republicans, including the Trump administration folks, are not freaking out over the latest South Park episode that roast them. Now, if any of you guys are familiar with South Park, y'all know who South Park is. They roast everybody. Everybody can get it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can get it. If that's just who they are. If you guys recall, and I don't really watch South Park like that anymore. My wife used to love watching South Park. I don't think she really watches it like that anymore. But when they did the Jersey Shore and they were talking about, Snooki and all of them, hilarious. There's been, they got some good ones. They got some good ones over there. But if you haven't seen the episode yet, here's essentially how it went. Now, we obviously not going to show the entire thing, but I want you guys to check this out if you haven't had a chance to check it out.
Welcome to the channel, guys. Looks like a lot of whiny babies have a problem with what I say, so prove me wrong.
Hey, Clad. Well, you said nothing good ever came from the Jews, but if that's true, why are bagels so yummy?
Yeah. Well, you've obviously been taught by the Jews to have a problem with this school and with America, so let me ask you this. What is your definition of a woman?
What is my what?
What is a woman? It's a very simple question.
Well, a woman is a lady friend who, gives you kisses.
You see, you can't answer the question, but something is male or it is female. Both sides in Scripture agree to that, and that's just the truth. Next.
Another woke student totally destroyed.
Oh, jeez.
Did you call the girls' soccer team a Marxist indoctrination factory?
That is correct.
We actually beat the boys 4-0,
You can whine about American oppression all you want, but you're using an iPhone made by the free market to complain about a system that gave it to you. Girls have it way easy in America, and that's just the truth.
Woke student totally pwned.
Women have it good in America, just like black people do. Black people have everything handed to them.
Motherfucker!
am sick of people stealing my shtick. If anyone around here is going to be a master debater, it's me. So let's go. Who wants to debate the master debater? Let's go. You right there.
That's the stupidest haircut I've ever seen.
You around. Leviticus 3:17 says it shall be a perpetual statute for your generations throughout all your dwellings. So you can shut up, baby. You just hate America and you love abortions.
Oh my goodness, man. Leave it to South Park, man. Leave it to South Park, man. So South Park, yeah, they went after Charlie Kirk, man. They went after him. And honestly, it's pretty funny. Pretty funny. You know, if you've ever watched, any of those interactions between Charlie Kirk and the college students, I mean, yeah, they were pretty much spot on. Got to give it to them there. They were pretty accurate there. But here's the thing. I don't mind South Park mocking the right. I don't mind them mocking Trump. I mean, satire, it's important for a healthy society. I mean, comedy has been huge in our nation for a very long time, man. It seems like we've gotten so so weak, and you just can't say anything about folks because you just got all these people, man, that just all up in arms about nothing all the daggone time, man. But what really bugs me is that during Biden's presidency, I mean, they barely touched him, or his administration, even though there was so much to critique. And now that Trump's back, I mean, they're having a field day. They're mocking the Trump White House, the officials, mass deportation, ICE raids. I mean, it feels like selective satire rather than a fair shake, to say the least. I'm just saying, we got to call it out, right? But we have entirely too many sensitive people in our country right now, man.
Mr. Mackey?
Yes, right here.
Have a seat, sir. What makes you want to work for immigration enforcement?
Well, you see, I got a nut.
All right, you're hired. Take this to the next station for your physical and orientation video.
Well, that's it?
You will now watch an orientation video featuring the Director of Homeland Security.
Welcome to the team, recruits. I'm Christy Nome, Head of Homeland Security.
Oh, she seems nice. Okay, very pretty.
A few years ago, I had to put my puppy down by shooting it in the face. Because sometimes doing what's important means doing what's hard.
Whoa, whoa!
Now we'll ask the same determination of you. Because detaining and questioning people is never easy.
Oh, God!
As the face of Homeland Security, I'll be leading the way. And together we'll make sure everyone is in this country legally. So let's get out there and get them, recruits. Together we can make it happen.
Yeah, I think they might have went a little too far on that one. I think they went a little too far. I didn't find that one funny. I didn't find that one funny, but I will say this. All of this stuff you'd expect, from them, right? And, for the most part, those on the right, some people just laugh. But the reality of it is there's no one calling them to cancel the show. There's no pearl clutching. Charlie Kirk, he made this. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this right here, but he basically took took his picture. He took his picture and, made it his profile picture on X, Eric Cartman. You got Christy Nome here. She throw it out there as well. Not that big of a deal, not getting butt hurt. Even though, her segment, it really wasn't funny, but hey, a lot of them, they leaned into it, right? They leaned into it. And to be honest with you, that is driving people on the left nuts. They were expecting outrage. They were expecting conservatives to demand that the show be pulled and, canceled. But instead, you got people like JD Vance posting on X and just joking about it. It's not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. But again, the left, although they claim to be extremely tolerant, they're really some of the most intolerant people in the country. And, most of us on this side of things, even if we don't disagree with it, I mean, hey, it's your business. That's your business. You got conservative figures, changing their profile pictures to the South Park character. That's the opposite of the reaction that the left wanted, though. They really wanted folks to just slap crazy. That's what they wanted.
Humiliated the Trump administration again. Though this time it was less about Trump himself and more people in his orbit. But also it even started before the episode aired last night, or because the Department of Homeland Security tried to use South Park as a way to promote itself, posting a still of the episode's teaser where ICE agents descended upon South Park with the caption, join.ice.gov. But then South Park ratioing the government commenting, wait, so we are relevant? Hashtag eat a bag of dicks. With that, of course, referencing the White House last month responding to the first episode where they said, the show hasn't been relevant for over 20 years and is hanging on by a thread with uninspired ideas and a desperate attempt for attention. But really, whatever you think about South Park, they have people's attention. And they got it again last night on an episode that focused on the elementary school counselor, Mr. Mackey, where he loses his job because what the Trump administration is doing to schools, and because he needs money, he joins ICE for its large salary. And as they're mocking the low quality of people being allowed in to ICE, we are introduced to Trump's DHS Secretary, Kristi Noem. And over the course of the episode, they really lean into mocking aspects of why she's been called Ice Barbie, where everything seems to be for a photo shoot or a video. And people are having to constantly put on makeup, inject stuff, just keep her face from falling off, which literally it does fall off. But in addition to that, they really lean into the dog controversy with Kristi Noem, which, in case you forgot, she once told and then defended a story about how she shot and killed her own dog because it was untrainable. And over the course of the episode, she just shoots dog after dog in the face. She even snipes crypto, and as the credits run, she shoots up a dog store. And then as far as their critique of ICE, you have the new recruits loading into trucks for the first ICE raid. You have an agent advising them, keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times, like it's a Disneyland ride. They raid a Dora the Explorer live show. ICE even later raids Heaven, with Noam reminding her agents if it's brown, it goes down. And then, separate from that, they included JD Vance this week as a pint-sized babyface sycophant whom Trump calls annoying and stupid. With Trump even kicking Vance off screen at one point like he's a football, but the VP loyally returning to his side as if nothing happened. And then separate from the administration itself, South Park made fun of Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk types, right? Rage bait, influencer debate bros. With Cartman at one point, who's taken on this role, saying, these young college girls are totally unprepared, so I can just destroy them and also edit out the ones that actually argue back well. It just feels so good. Right? And then, notably, as far as the reactions to this week, we saw some of the people portrayed in South Park trying to roll with it. Where Charlie Kirk saying the whole thing's awesome, he found it hilarious. JD Vance also seemingly taking that angle, saying, well, I finally made it, which, seems to be a drastically different reaction than from the first episode, where you had the White House going, they're not even relevant, and reports coming out that the real president was reportedly seething. And of course, all of this, it's playing out as South Park has now 48 more episodes to go with their new contract, with them seemingly set up to be a fixture of political discourse for a while.
It sounds like he's disappointed at the reaction to all of this, right? That's what it sounded like. Sounded like he was pretty disappointed. And Love Jones, to answer your question, very little. Very little. Oh man, the crazy thing, man, is the irony here is that conservatives aren't upset. They're leaning into the jokes. I mean, left-wing commentators trying to spin it as conservatives not getting the joke, but conservatives know that they're the target and they don't care. It's just comedy. It is free speech. I thought the Charlie Kirk's, aspect of it was pretty funny. The Kristi Noem aspect of it, shooting the dogs, I didn't find that funny. But I mean, again, we have a First Amendment right, free speech. But is it anything to, be all up in arms about? Absolutely not. It's not that big of a deal. It's South Park. Everybody gets it, from South Park. Everybody does, except Biden, I guess. But what really frustrates the left is that they expected a meltdown, boycotts, outrage, the whole moral panic. But instead, you get conservatives that basically just laugh it off and move on. Not a big deal. If South Park mocked Biden, or if they did Kamala like this, oh my goodness. If they would have did Kamala, I mean, the left, they would have been screaming, first off, y'all already know, they would have said it's racist. How dare they mock a faux black woman? How dare they do that? They'd have been screaming, sexism, oh, this is misogynistic. They'd have been demanding that, hey, they get canceled and oh my goodness, there'd have been tons of hit pieces. Y'all know it. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. But since it's Trump getting roasted, JD Vance, they expect conservatives to lose it, and we just don't roll like that, man. We're not extremely emotional people like that. We don't do that. It's not that big of a deal. And the crazy thing is that the fact that people are not losing it, they can't handle that either. And the bottom line is this, man. Conservatives don't cancel comedy. We don't play the outrage game. We're not super caught up in our feelings and being overly emotional about things that don't matter that much. And the reality of it is that right there in itself, it drives people on the left a little nutty, to say the least. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. We got a couple of super chats I want to read before we get out of here. Make sure I didn't. All right, there we go. We got Fudge 3578 with the $2 super chat says, I always appreciate your content wise. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you. Shout out to Love Jones says, finish this tune. You gotta obey what those. Interesting. I don't think I can finish that tune. But thank you, LJ. Somebody finish that for me. Shout out to Paul Coucher with the $7 super chat. Says, for all your hard work and YouTube is. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Signs says, let me see that. You gotta obey what those signs. Oh, okay. Got you. What those signs says. Hey, I guess I'm a little slow this morning. Oh my goodness. But that is all I have for you today, man. Hey, I thought President Trump was jumping out here. They said it was press conference, but I'm still watching. I hadn't seen anything. But I appreciate you guys pulling up. I'm not gonna hold on to y'all. Appreciate you guys pulling up this morning. Shout out to everybody that supported the channel financially. Shout out to Paul Coucher, man. Thank you very much, man, for supporting the channel all the way from Scotland. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. LJ, appreciate you pulling up and supporting the channel financially. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate that. And shout out to all my ARP family members, man. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you all supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate it. Everybody that supports the channel via CashApp and buy me a coffee and all that kind of good stuff. Really appreciate that as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Lord willing, we'll be back at this thing tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, I'm not going to hold on to you guys too long today on this fine Monday morning. But yeah, appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very much, man. All right. Look at that. Go Dogs. All right. I see you, Joe. As you can see, I wrapped my Falcons hat on today. Representing. But appreciate you guys, man. Hope you guys have a great Monday, great start to the week. Hope you guys had a really, really restful weekend. And like I said, we'll be back at this thing, Lord willing, tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, keep God first. Stay prayed up. It is crazy out here in these streets. We'll catch up with you all next time. Y'all take care, man. God bless you all. Peace.
We won't stop. I won't quit. Stand for the truth. No counterfeit. Real ones rise. Let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies. Let the